some equipment. Komatsu WA 600, and then 4 rock trucks. And over here, setting up a gravel crusher. So I'm gonna, these are what, all Volvo rock trucks, are they? Anyway, I'm gonna load up my truck and then maybe crawl up on the gravel pile and have a little bit of a peek at what it looks like. So, how's it going? Hopefully you can hear me, it's not too windy. Here I am in the Athabasca River Valley gravel pit. I'm going to show you a little bit of the setup for a gravel crusher, what I can see from around me. Climbing a frozen gravel pile is not the same as it used to be when I was a kid in the summer. Okay, so here's the pit. I just crawled up here. You can see my tracks, and there's my truck parked down there. And another old conveyor and another truck. And that 600 wheel loader, and then those 4 rock trucks. And over there is the crusher. They're set up. They're not crushing yet. And on behind is the gravel seam. So in this spot of the river here, it's just all rock, and they just dig her out, run it through the crusher. On the far end, past the hoe and the other Komatsu loader, there's a big screen and hopper, and then they screen out into the big stuff, and then in and through. This is a cone crusher, and then they're crushing to whatever size. And on this end, you can see there's the white truck parked there. So the finished gravel comes out in the conveyor over there, and they'll be loading it into rock trucks and then looping around and weighing on that scale. So they know how many tons every time. They'll keep track of how many tons they're producing. But it ain't working, and I don't know if I'll be back when they are crushing. It all depends on the day and the week. But here we are. So that's the Athabasca River Valley. All the rivers in this country, they go north to the Arctic Ocean. But that's what we see. Anyway, hopefully it's slightly interesting to somebody. So just basically a whole bunch of conveyors and all kinds of stuff like that. And there are 2 types of crushers that I'm aware of. One is a cone. There's 2 sets of cones that fit together. The other is a roller. This is a cone crusher. Talk to you later. So it rotates or oscillates?
Yeah, it's off center, it's eccentric.
Yeah.
So it's kind of off center, wobbles, kind of wobbles.
Yeah.
So one side is thin and the other side's not.
And it just crushes as it goes.
Yeah, the rock comes in here, it fills up, and just grinds it down. The jaw there crushes it down first.
That part there.
Yeah, where the screen ends, there's a jaw that crushes it down.
That's a jaw crusher there, and then cone here. Okay, yeah, I know, because we had one as a kid, a fire pit, you know, like the wore out one, but oh yeah, they're heavier than heck, but
Oh yeah.
I got Dave with me. First clear. Curtis is also cleared. Full
jeez, how many freaking buttons are there?
Oh yeah. All of them. We've got one side tore out already.
So a small tour of a gravel crusher. We're in the Athabasca River Valley. And it ain't fired up. So I just looked at this crusher right here. That's a cone crusher, and then over there is a jaw crusher. So that breaks it down into smaller pieces, and then comes into this one here. So what's going on is gravel out of the gravel seam over there. And then you run it through a screen and through the crusher. So there's the loader man loading up here now. All of the water in this part of the world here, this is the Athabasca River, and they all go to the north to the Arctic Ocean. So I hope this is clear enough. So when he gets rolling again, there's something wrong, and we'll get fired up and watch it from here, and then I'll watch him up on top.
Oh, that's good.
So the jaw crusher, do you rebuild it, or is it for wear parts that you just replace?
Yeah, new parts. There's some liners in there that wear out and then flip them over.
And change them again.
And then change.
So one of my brothers, he worked in southern Alberta when he was going to university, running a welding machine where they rebuilt every night. They were drums, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But he was welding every night. So the loader man's just keeping her fed. There's a screen there, I assume.
There's just take off some of the leaves.
Oh, the big uglies.
Rocks over like 17 inches.
You got a new buddy, Shane?
Smile, you're on camera. Crusher. So the stuff coming from the jaw crusher is coming up. They'd be dumping into this cone one in just a second. Is that correct? Oh yeah, I can see it there now. And then this is just some of the larger screenings you're fed back through as well. Doing the same thing. Rock. From both sides. So that's why those screens wear out. What size are you crushing today?
2.5.
2.5?
2.5.
Yeah. That small conveyor over there, that looks like fines. Is that screening just too fine, or you mix it in, that small stuff off that conveyor there?
Stuff coming off of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's screening coming off the bottom side of
Yeah.
that screen. That's just the sand.
Oh, okay. So it gets blended back in, but that way you don't have to run it through the crusher because it's fine crap.
Yeah, it would have like sand.
And then you increase your production without wrecking stuff as well. Okay. Yeah. This
last product we were rejecting all the fine type.
Oh, okay. This Athabasca rock is really hard too, apparently.
And not much sand in it.
Yeah, where I grew up on the other side of the province, there was lots of sand.
Yeah.
Oop.
We just came from Regina. There's plenty of there. Sand.
So you control the conveyor to fill the rock trucks? Then he swings around, weighs himself. Does that self-tally?
Oh, no, I got a sheet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of controls. But simple. I mean, it was not simple, but as far as a complicated machine is all it is, right?
Have to dial in all these.
647.
Size. It's a different size screen. Sometimes you get speed one side up, tighten one. All depends on what you're making. You have to be blended with sand. And then bigger rock going into the product here, smaller rock over there.
Shane,
Yeah, go ahead.
they didn't by chance, have oil inventory for 27. And there was a bag I gave up the tower Shay in there, the little tiny oil bubble. There should be everything. Up there was the calculator and rock.
Okay, well, we'll go see it from the outside. See you later. A whole lot of 480 volt stuff. See you later. Okay, here's the noisy mess. Let's follow some rocks. There's a big screen to take all the big ugly rocks off the top. That there, he's got some fines from the reject pile from before, which is that stuff over there. So he's mixing that in so that some sand, actually it's not sand, but yeah, crushed sand stuff kind of comes back and they're mixing that in. Right there you got, that's the jaw crusher on your left side. It crushes all the big stuff. There's just, it runs through a screen, all the lighter stuff falls through. It goes back out that conveyor and gets mixed back in so that they don't run the sand through the crusher, cone and jaw, because it's hard on the jaws and the cones and you don't need to crush sand anyway. And there's the first cone crusher. There's the data van there that I was inside, was in there. That's the guy who's controlling the whole thing. And he's watching what kind of product comes in from both sides and over and around. So the stuff on the right side it's been crushed, and then it goes through a screen. Anything that's a little bit bigger goes back to the far end and gets re-crushed, and it comes back and lands just on front of his glass over there and screened out and falls through, and then goes into the rock trucks. And the rock trucks, he pulls in there underneath the scale, underneath. There's one that's leaving, he'll stop on the scales and weigh himself. They're hauling about 32 tons per load. Then he goes and unloads on the stockpile. Then the other guy, when he's ready, then he says rock on the radio, and the control man, he turns on the conveyor and fills her up. Dusty, huh? Now we'll go and peek on the other side of the stockpile, maybe watch them unload. About 32 tons in here. See how many tons he weighs. He radios it up to the control guy, and away he goes. There's the control man there, straight in the center in the window. I was standing up on the far side there from the other part. And the loader man, go and go and go. would guess about 12 tons per bucket load. This thing is on the far side. Has a V16 Cummins engine in it. Okay, here I am at the stockpile. There's a D8R, couple more rock trucks. On to the next one. Doesn't take long to unload 30 tons, does it? Hey everybody. So thanks for checking in. Hope you enjoyed this video as far as a little bit of a tour of a gravel crusher, and that it was worth watching. Or we'll see how we edit the whole thing together. It's not going to be that easy. All kinds of stuff, and too much is boring for many and not enough for others. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Make good choices, eat lots of popcorn, and we'll keep on watching for cool things to share and watch. I enjoy seeing these things, and I hope there's a whole bunch of other people that also do as well.